This
Yes, what are the main,
conference will now be recorded.
what are the main important directories and files and folders? Yeah. So parent directory is root, and within that's like which will be having opt folder or temporary folders, etc folder. What the etc contains?
System configuration files in
Yes,
Linux.
system configuration files, etc. And what about opt folder? When do we use it opt? Yeah, third party softwares. If you like to install it, we use the opt folder. What about a bin folder? Binaries, executables. And what about log files? Where those are located? Runtime files. Log files that is in var/var. Yeah. So there are some important directories. Just remember that. But on the basis of activities, we will get it all that familiarity. Good. So let's move into that. Recollecting the some important commands also which we had it. Some basic system info commands and as well as basic commands. Basic commands which are understanding ls, cd, pwd. If you just try to recollect it, cat command, echo command, yeah, the exit, clear, man. So there are some basic commands which are understanding that. Then we were understanding some system information commands also. So what are the system info commands? Yeah, main one of the important thing is uname. To know about its system architecture, to know about the system Linux information, and to know about yeah, this which is supporting that. I mean, yearly 8 version of it. Enterprise Linux 8, or is it 7, or is it 6? That is also going to give it. Yeah, all this information about the kernel information, about the bit processor information, about the system information. If you would like to know it, then we can use it. Uname command. And next, another commands which are trying to understand how do you know that OS information and how do you know that the date and times or uptime of the system or host name of the system or IP address of the system. Yes, all these points also which we are trying to understand. Have practiced all these points? You understand especially the system basic commands and system info commands. And then we are understanding some CD commands, CD options. What about the file and directory commands? How to create a file, or how to copy a files, or how to create a directories, or how do we view the file content. So these are all some points. Let me quickly go through that. They're all like file and directory related operations. How do we create a directory on the Linux system? On the Windows, how to create a directory? How to create a directory on the Windows?
Mouse right click on the new folder we have.
Yeah, I mean, if you just go to that directory and here right click of it and a new folder, right? Creating a folder on the Windows system. So you can create a folder on the Windows, but how do you create on Linux system? Directly.
mkdir.
Yes,
By
mkdir is
using mkdir.
yeah, exactly. By using mkdir, we can create a directory of that. Yeah, so how to create a directories and how to create a file, how to create a file on the Linux system. Yeah, touch is the command which we can use it. We have the different approaches, but basic thing that's whenever we are creating an empty file, we use it touch. And how do we view the file content? Cat command. Yeah, so let's just quickly getting about it. How do we get list of all the files in a current directory in the long list format is normally we use it this command ls-lrth long list format of that the files. How do we the hidden files on the Linux system? Yeah, all these things have been explained in the videos. Just you need to go ahead one time in the video clearly to see this all the practicals. Yeah, these are all the basic commands. If you just refer to the video, you can get all the concepts. This is not the big deal of that. There is no behind the logic. There is no behind some like the big concept. No, just understand that about your requirement. Okay, if I would like to see the list of all the files, what is the command? I can use it in the Linux. Or if I would like to create a directory, what is the command that I have this on the Linux? Or if I would like to create a file, what is the command that we have? That is just like mapping about your requirement and about your command. First, if you have the clarity on about your requirement, then you will be knowing the command. Yeah, so try to practice today about ls commands. In the day 2 session, you will get it. So ls commands, hidden directories, and how to create a directory on the Linux system. mkdir is a command and a directory name. Yeah, you can refer this PPT. I mean, you don't need to write it also, but just mark it about it high level. The mkdir is to create a directory. But what are the different options are available in mkdir while creating a directory? Yeah, one more important option which we should know is -p option. mkdir with a -p. So what this p is? Suppose let me quickly show that. This is about our web animation which we have launched. In the current directory, do you have any files? So that's why I'm running about it. lrph. ll is a shortcut of it, or we can use it ls-lrth. But do we have any files here? No files. Totally it is saying that 0. But I would like to create one directory. How do I create a directory? mkdir and some, like, let me define that rnstack. rnstack is a directory name. Now the directory has been created or not? How do you check it? ls-l or lrth, which you can use it. Now you see this is the directory which has been created. rnstack. But suppose I would like to create that within that rnstack one more directory that is about students. Can I create a directory from here? Now I am in that which directory? User home directory. This is about user home directory. Can we say it or not? So where that user home directory, that is a /home and username. What is the user we have logged in by default? Vagrant user we have logged in. This vagrant user home directory, that is /home/vagrant. Now, so in this current directory, we have that rnstack is a directory. But within this rns directory, I would like to create one more subdirectory. One more subdirectory. How do we create one more subdirectory? Suppose if I try to do that rnstack within this directory, how do we define that the separator from the directory to directory? That is /. So this is a directory separator. So within this rnstack folder, I would like to create some student folder. Is it going to allow that? Yeah, rnstack is already available. That's why we are able to create it within that rns directory. Now you see that student directory also has been created. So because rnstack is already created, within that rnstack we are trying to create a student folder. Yes, it is created. So now we are in that within that rnstack folder. What is the folder is available? Student is a folder. ls-l. I am referring that rnstack folder. Are you following the points? Yeah, this is a mkdir, simple command, creating a directories. But let me do that mkdir, suppose rnstack1, and within that rnstack1, I would like to create one more student directory. So this is rnstack directory, within that student we have created. But now I would like to create rnstack1 is one more directory and within the student directory. But rnstack1 is it available? Have we created that directory? We haven't created. We have created only rnstack directory. Right? rnstack only we have created. rnstack1 we didn't create it. But within that rnstack1 again we would like to create student folder. How do I do that? If I try to create like this, what it is saying that is cannot create a directory rnstech1 student, and that is saying there's no such file or a directory. Which directory? rnstech1 directory is not available. That's why it is not able to creating that. Now if I verify in my current directory ls-l if I use it, but I have this only rnstech. I don't have rnstech1, and within that rnstech1 we are trying to create student folder. Without having this one, how to create a student? We cannot create it directly. But how is it possible to create this? To use this command to create it. Now I need to create rnstech1 and within that student directory. Then as we are trying to understand it, -p option which we can use it. mkdir -p and the directory name rnstech1 I would like to create it, and within that I would like to create student folder. Now is it created? rnstech1 has been created or not? Yes, it has been created. Now if you verify, rnstech folder is available and rnstech1 folder is also available. Now if I go to that rnstech1, I have the student folder, as well as in the rnstech also I have the student folder. Is it clear now? What is the purpose of that mkdir? Creating a directories. But if you like to create a subdirectory, parent directory must be available or not? By default must be available. Parent directories must be available. Here the parent directory is rnstech1. Student is a subdirectory. But I don't have the parent directory, but I would like to create parent directory with a subdirectory. Then what is the option that is available in the mkdir? -p and parent directory, and within that subdirectory you can define it. So this is about like mkdir command which you are trying to function. mkdir is having one option. Yeah, mkdir -p is available. Yes.
Here, ll command is there. ll.
Yeah, ll.
That result 21st May issue.
Where is
Down.
Hmm.
After creating the
It is saying this 21st.
there
No. This is 21 bytes. That is.
21.
So this is May 4th.
Okay.
May 4th,
Okay.
and this is the time.
Okay. Bytes.
Yeah. Now if you just observe that the date, so Thursday, May 4th. This is a UTC time zone.
Directory is 21 bytes.
That is the size of it. This one 21, whatever we are saying that here is, you see the 6th. That is the size of the directory. The bit size. I will talk it as ls hyphen. That's if you refer that video, ls hyphen l complete output, and what is the first field, what is the second field, what is the third field. That's you will get it all the fields information. But anyway, I will conclude somewhere in the context. Yeah, is it clear to you, everyone? So there's a understanding mkdir and mkdir option. Suppose here, let me conclude one point. To view all these files and folders, I'm having a little bit confusion, right? Do you have a little bit confusion or not? Suppose if I run it ls-l, yes, I have the two directories, rnstech and rnstech1. And within that rnstech, what do we have? Then, if I would like to know that's rnstech, what do we have? Then I'm going to give that ls-l and a directory name. Then in that directory, what do we have? Then the student folder. And within the student folder, what do we have? Do you have anything? We don't have nothing. I mean, we don't have anything. Yes. So instead of doing like this, viewing that all this file content, what is the best package that is available is? Suppose in our Windows, how do we view that file system? We have the tree structure, right? Now here easily I can understand that. Suppose if I go to the top, yes, I have the quick access, And within the quick access, I have the desktop. And within the quick access, I have the downloads, I have the documents, I have the pictures. Or if I go to the particular desktop section, yes, in the desktop, I have all these files, right? These are all the files which I'm having in my desktop. So in the Windows, we have the very clear, there's like a GUI based approach where we can view that it is kind of the ls-l command, right? ls-l command, viewing that all the files. This is my ls-l of the desktop where I'm able to see that all the files, and when it is a file has been modified or created, and what is the type, is it a folder or is it a directory or is it a text file, and what is the size of these files. We have the set of properties or not. The same way in the Linux system also we are observing all these points. So here it is said that we can say the permissions, and here this is the user, this is a group, and this is the size of the directory, and this is about the date and time. I mean, yes, this is completely date and time, and this is the directory name or file name. But if you like to get it best view of it, what is that one more command which is available is tree is one more command which we can use it. Tree. Like in the Windows, how we are using the package, I mean, that is the Explorer format. On the Linux also, we can use it tree structure format. But what it is saying is whenever I'm using the tree command is command not found. That means that command, whatever we are trying to export it, that is not available, that is not installed in the system. But how do we install this tree package? Yeah, just note this command. Note this command. But I will talk it all these installing the packages. You will get it all the points. So sudo yum install tree and -y. Spaces are important. Sudo space yum space install space tree space -y. So these are command. Now you can use it. But what about this yum and installing all these things? We'll talk it in the package management. But if you'd like to, whenever you are working with that package explorer or folders understanding, install this package. So it is going to try to download that tree package related libraries, binaries into the system, and it is going to add to the binaries and libraries. Then we can use it to this tree package. But internet is required for this. Internet is required. The system should be able to connect to the net. Everyone, are you following this online team?
Yes.
Just note this command and try to install it. But it is trying to connecting to the network. But it is not. So whenever the networks are not working, suppose maybe I started the system 3 days back. Maybe if the network is dropped, then the system, the sockets will be down. Then restart the system. Then you will get the back that yes. Now it is trying to connecting to the remote repository, but it is not able to download the mirrors list. Or internet, is it working or not? How do we check it? Is simple run it. Normally we'll open this in the browser Google, right? That is working it or not. So you can just type it. Ping is one command and google.com. Ping space, and which site we can verify it? Google.com. Yeah, now it is stuck it. That means we are not able to connect it to the internet. If you have this situation, just go ahead and restart the system. My system was restarted 3-4 days back. Whenever we are creating, that time it was started. I didn't restart it. So how do we stop it and start the system? Vagrant halt. Yes. And what is the next command?
Up, vagrant up.
Yes, vagrant up command. Once it is up, how do we connect it to the system?
SSH.
Yes, SSH. That is also important. Yesterday,
I got the issue.
yes. So running the commands in git bash terminal directly, that is a Windows system. So it is going to get failed.
Sir, Valiant had CentOS set దాంట్లో ఉన్నప్పుడు అవుతా C drive లో ఉన్నప్పుడు అవుతా.
No only. So wherever you have the vagrant file, where you have created vagrant init, in the same directory you need to manage it. So all these commands should be run it wherever you have run the vagrant init command. So init is what it is doing. It is going to create a backend vagrant file. In the same directory you need to run it vagrant up or vagrant halt.
హార్ట్ నేను ఇక్కడ SSH చేసిన తర్వాత కొన్ని కమాండ్స్ రన్ చేసిన తర్వాత వాగ్నెట్ హార్ట్ చేయాలి. సో నాట్ ఫౌండ్.
You need to come back because yeah, so you need to exit from the Linux system. Then once you are in the Windows system, wherever you have run the vagrant init, in the same directory you need to run it vagrant halt. Yeah, vagrant up we have done, and let's go for the vagrant SSH. Yeah, why I have done this activity? So to install the package, let's go ahead. Let me run the command once again. Tree -y. Yeah, now we are able to. It is able to connect to the internet. It is able to install the package. Yeah, sometimes network sockets will be dropped. Then restart the system. That would be helpful. Yeah, now we have installed the tree package. But what is the advantage and why we are talking to the tree is, if I just run this tree command, then you see that the list of all the directories. Yeah, now we were creating the two directories. One is rnstack and another one is rnstack1. And within that rnstack we have the subdirectory that is a student. And within that rnstack1 another subdirectory that is student. Is it clear, everyone? Now if we just observe this in our current directory, total 4 directories are available, 0 files. Is it clear to everyone? Good. Let's move to the next activity. So now we have done this creating a directories, but I would like to create a files as well. So how do you create a files? Yeah, all these things you can do that. I mean, so just refer to the video and do that. But there are the basic things which you need to come back. Yes, how you are fluent working with this the commands, then that much helpful whenever you are learning the AWS and DevOps. Yeah.
Create a directory with path. Square brackets is there.
Yeah. So whenever you see this in the commands square brackets, that is nothing but this is the optional parameter. That is optional parameter. So whenever we are running the mkdir and space directory, yes, we are able to create it. We didn't use it -p option. So what is the meaning of that? In the square brackets, if it is mentioned, any parameter is nothing but that is optional parameter. But mandatory parameters, So we need to define in the normally curly braces that will be defined, or it will be directly define the parameter. Okay, next concept is how to create a file. Yes, how to create a file is the touch is the command, or cat also which we can use it, but let me use it the touch. Suppose within this now RNS tech folder and in the student directory, I would like to create a file. But how do I create a file? So touch is the command, space, and then file name. Whatever the file you would like to create it, something RNS is the user, rns.txt, some text file. So here in the Windows, whenever you are creating a file, you have the dependency on the file extension. Suppose if I would like to create a text file on the Windows, I need to select the right option, then go for this new, and which file do you want to create it? You want to create a text file or a rich text format, or is it a Word document or docs or the Google Sheets? We have there are the types of the file formats. But in the Linux, whenever you are working, you don't have that dependency. If you need that text file or if you need that document file, you just use it the extension. That is automatically going to create that type of the file. But normally document it doesn't support it. Don't try to use it here. So let me just create text. Okay, so now the file has been created. rns.txt. How do I view the file content is? Yes, rns. The cat and the file name. But do you have any content here? We don't have any content. I would like to add some content to this file. But how I can add it is, yes, let's do that. As we are talking this yesterday, one command, echo command. What is that echo command?
Print like.
Yes, that is a print. Normally, suppose this is a string file operation. So if you run it echo with that string, what it is doing is it is trying to print it to the terminal. It is trying to print it to the terminal. I don't want to print it to the terminal. But what I would like to add this content to my file. Can I add it? Can we add this file content? Now, I mean this content to the file. As we are understanding that echo is kind of the print, and whatever those options or whatever text you are given that will be printed to the terminal. But now I would like to add that content to this file. But we have editor something that I'll come back later. But just understand it. Yeah, so echo this output, I would like to save it in the file that is rns.txt. So use that greater than, use the greater than and the file name. Now what it is going to do is, instead of redirecting this output, now this output, right? Now this output, instead of redirecting to the terminal is about our console, it is going to save it in the file. You can add the content like this.
In Linux, if we not save that file also it will come, sir.
Yes.
rns.txt, we have not saved anything, but
we don't need to save it. Just touch on the file that is automatically created and saved. But content is not there. Now I am adding the content. How I am adding the content is, yes, if I give that echo and the content, then if I use it the greater than and RNS file name, then it will be automatically saved to the file. So it is automatically going to save to the file. Now just let me run it. Now has it been given into the console, that output? Do you see this in the console? No, right? Whenever I run this command, now it is not given in the console. But where it is saved, that content? Yeah, that is in the file. Which file? rns.txt. Cat purpose mostly which you can use it to view the file content. Now this file, what is the content we have? So this is a testing file operation. This is the content which we have added. Yes, it will be saved automatically. So it is edited the file, it is added the content, and it has been saved also. Yeah, so this one we can say that redirecting that output to the file instead of to the console. Are you clear about this one? So are you following that, everyone? So just to type that yes. mkdir command, ls-l command, cat command, touch commands, and echo command, echo with a
And
redirection. Yeah, please.
sir, I have a doubt that up to what extent we are going to use this Linux commands in our DevOps.
Yes. As like a not complete administration, but the DevOps engineer point of view, yes, we need to know that package management. We have some management activities. We should know it. Those are all
Okay.
mandatory. Not completely administration as like service management, something like NFS server. So those things not required, but yes, we have the 15 days of the session. All these whatever we are going to cover it, these are all the mandatory for the DevOps.
So, do we require all the 32 commands that we have in our Linux?
Which commands? 32.
Around 30 to 35 commands we are having in Linux. No? Do we need to have a good hold on all those commands?
Only 35. No
Yeah,
man. So that is
probably
Linux. Hmm.
actually
Yeah,
he
please.
asking only probably majorly we are using right in the real-time organization. So I in think
Hmm.
real time we use
So,
only some commands which are required for the process. So as per
hmm.
that we have 30 to 40 commands. If we are thorough with that, is it enough for this or do we need to do
Those
anything extra?
anything, other else also which we should know. So here maybe you are talking about it user level commands. User level commands are the not enough, and some administration commands also which we should know. That is user management, package management, service management, and process management, networking commands. Yes, all these things which we should know because we need to write the shell scripts, automation scripts. And not only that, we are going to perform it, the systems provisioning as well as if you're going to do the system provisioning while launching the system. So you need to make sure that users are ready, packages are ready, services are ready, process mechanism is ready, networks have been configured. So all those points are the required for the DevOps. Is it clear my point? But maybe there is 35 commands or the 40 commands more than that also. Yeah, already yesterday and today itself we discussed almost 10 plus commands. But we have so many things to know that.
Yeah, actually, what I'm saying is, from my perspective, in my scenario, I'm having some sort of knowledge on this DevOps command, this Linux commands. So, my question is, so we require, as you said, that we require still more commands as we need to do many other admin level privileges.
Yes,
Or
correct.
yeah, for that, for that's my doubt. Actually, as I came from a computers background, I have some
Yeah,
idea on these commands.
yeah, correct. Venki, I can understand about your question, but I don't know exactly what are the commands you know it, right? To give the clarity on it, was there are
No,
the
no, no.
commands you know it?
No. I'm not saying like that. Even I am listening to this comment so that this will be one more revision for me. That's not
Yes,
an issue for
exactly.
me.
Yeah.
I'm just asking up to what extent we need to learn these commands. Is there anything
Fine.
else to
So,
be learned for that one?
just to wait, we have that like 15 or 17 days course session, or you can refer about our course curriculum. So that is, you will get into some clarity on the what are the kind of the concept that is required from the Linux. So
And
anyway,
one
you
more
are
thing,
going to
sir.
get.
After this Linux, do we going to start any cloud or we'll start with the DevOps concept?
No, that is next one is the scripting concepts. After the Linux, we are going to have the scripting, and
Okay,
after the scripting, then cloud.
okay. And once we are good with one cloud, we'll move to the actual DevOps concepts. Am I right?
DevOps, exactly, exactly.
So these are some sort of prerequisites in order to have
Yes,
DevOps.
exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Before starting the DevOps, all these points are the mandatory. Otherwise,
Yeah.
whatever we are doing in the DevOps, we cannot understand it.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, it's good. Thank you. Yeah, everyone is clear about that? Are you clear?
Yes, sir. Clear, clear, clear.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
understand as of now.
Oh, good, good. Thanks, man. Thanks for the response. Yes, good. Let's continue. That's why I'm talking about it. Like, yeah, go ahead with reviewing about it, the videos as well as some basic commands we'll get it. Okay, fine. So let me continue. They're all required. They're all required, and some advanced level also required. That is especially management activities, because Ansible scripts whenever we are implementing, or shell script automation scripts whenever we are implementing, we need to know some networking level, some management activities, administration level also, not just at the user level. But first we are starting our understanding all these user level commands. Any Linux user is logged in, these commands are required, whether that is he is the administrator or whether he is the DevOps engineer, whether that is developer. So these commands are the required. But later we will come back one by one, management activities also. Good. So how do we view the file content and how do we create a file and how do we print the command output, and the printed command output, how do we redirect it to the file? How do we redirect it to the file? Greater than symbol. And the space is very, very important. Good. Now let's move into some more commands. Yes, how do we view that, like the file content with the pagination wise? Page by page, if you'd like to view the content, suppose you have the file content which is have the 1,000 lines of the file. So in the Windows, how do we view that page by page? We view that, right? So, but in the Linux system, how do we view that the file content is? We use the less or more. So these commands. So let me quickly show that. Suppose, that's a user home directory currently, and I would like to see some like users information, list of all the users which are available in this system. How do we view that list of all the users is, and in which file the users content is available is? Normally configuration file, where you will be having etc, and in that etc we have that one file that is a password file, cat etc password. So this etc password file, whatever we are viewing that, so whatever the etc password file content which we are viewing that, now you see that this is having so many lines in that, so many lines, and we are not able to view that all these file content in single shot. Then what we can do this is we can use it less and file name in the etc folder, the password file if you give it. Now it has been displayed some content and still some more content is there. You see that still it is not ended. The cat is going to give that complete content in the single time. But here if you use it less or more, these are all also viewing the file content, but page by page it is going to display that. Now you see that there are some list of all the users which are available. But if I use it space bar, then I will see this one more user also here. So list of all the users which are available, and now it has been ended the file or not? Yes, now it has been ended the file. You can use it Q for Q. What is the Q? Quit that file. Yes. So cat and less, if you just observe, cat also giving that file content, but it is displayed the content and it is already quitted. Right? It is displayed the file content. This is the file content of the user's file, and it is already quitted. But if we use that less or more, is only helping that as a page by page. Yes, still you have that some more content. That's why if you can use it space bar one by one line to see that. And once the file content is over, you can use the Q, that is for the quit. So like this, you have the more command also. So more you see this like which is showing that how much percentage of the file content we have viewed. So now this is the content which is displaying 95% of the file content. Still we have the 5% file content. Yes, now whenever you can use it space bar, the remaining file content it shows here and it is exited. Are you clear about that lesson more? This is also the file content to view that like as a cat, but cat is one time that is displaying all the content. But if you have thousands of the file going that with a cat, that is very difficult. Then you can use it page by page or line by line if you like to view the file content. You can use it either less or more. More which shows that in the percentage format. How much remaining file content which we have, this we can understand it. But less is not going to show the percentage. Yeah, that's about two more commands, that is the less and more. Now next options what we have is top lines or last lines of the files. How do we view that? So top lines and the last lines of the files, how do we view that? Yeah, suppose now the same file, etc password file, etc password, what is the file content that contains? Yeah, that is one of the configuration file, all the users that will be stored. If you are creating that any user in this Linux system, where that user information will be stored, that is in the etc password file. This is one important. In the users management, we are going to talk it about more in about this file. But just to view the file content, to know all these commands, just I am using that file. And suppose if I use it head under file name, is it displayed all the lines of the file? No, right? It is not displayed all the lines. It is showing that's only 10 lines. 10 users information. Root is one user, bin is another user, daemon is another user. They're all the users' names. So default it is created. So 10 users, top 10 users only it is displaying head command. But I would like to see this top 20 lines from this file. How do I see that top 20 lines? You can give it the number head. By default it displays the 10 lines of the file content. But if you would like to view that the 20 lines or the 30 lines or particular number of lines, then you can use it that number. Yeah, now this is the command which you are running, that head hyphen number, how many number of lines that should you want to see, and the file name. By default, how many lines it is displaying? 10 lines. Yes, if you need that the particular number, then we can specify that particular number as well. So here we see this like a 20 users information that we can see. Or if I need that only top 5 users, then use it 5. Then only it is giving that 5 users. Like that, reverse way. Reverse way in the sense last. So this is the last lines of the file. So last 10 users of this file. How do I view that last? The user says that is tail command. Tail and the file. The etc folder password file. Tail and the space the path of the file. So this is going to give them the last 10 lines of the file.
But then we have not mentioned the number which.
Yeah, so yeah, you can give it here also. But this is bottom to top. Only 10 lines. From the bottom to top it is going to give it that. But that is top to bottom. Head is top level and the tail is bottom. Suppose if I need that last 2 lines of the file, how do I view that last 2 lines of the file? Tail hyphen 2 and the number, that is 2 and the file. Now it is giving that last 2 lines of the file. That is background is one user and vbox head is another user. So head and tail, less more, there are 2 commands, and the cat command, mkdir, touch, echo commands. Yeah, so these are all some commands which we can understand. Are you clear about these files? Now how do I clean up a file or how do I delete a file? but don't delete the etc password files, because that is a system level configuration file. Suppose before we are creating some files and directories, right? As if we just run it, yes, this is one directory and this is a subdirectory and this is the file. In this is directory and this is another directory, and within the directory we have one more subdirectory. Now, how do we delete a directory or how do we delete a files? Yes, how do we delete a directories and how do we delete a files?
RF.
Yes. So if you would like to delete empty directory, we can use it rmdir, and suppose rnstruct if I give it. But it is saying that rm directory you can use it, but it is saying that rnstruct1 directory is not empty. Why it is not empty? It is having one more subdirectory. So directories to delete we can use it remove directory rmdir, but rmdir what it is going to do this is, if I just run the tree, it is just deleted the student directory, but it is not deleted rnstruct1. You see that here, right? So it is deleted student directory, but it is not deleted rnstruct1 directory. So if you like to delete this rnstruct1 also, then go ahead rmdir once again and rnstruct directory. rnstruct1. Yeah, now it has been deleted that directory as well. It's rmdir that is to delete a directory, but empty directory only it is allowing that. But now I need to delete rnstruct in single shot. It has to delete subdirectory that is a student, and it has to delete that the file which we have this in that directory, that is rnstart.txt also. How do we go ahead with that? Single command, that is rm command, rm hyphen rf. Whenever you are deleting that or using this command, make sure that exact directory you are deleting it or not. By mistake, if you specify that another directory, once a directory has been deleted, you cannot recover it. So make sure about it before running this command. So 2 or 3 times check it, which directory you are deleting. The directory is yes, is no more required. Once you got the confirmation, then go ahead deleting the directory. Yeah, RF, and if you give the like directly give the directory name, whether it is empty directory or it is on the content, you can delete the directories and files. That is rm-rf. Yeah, that is about creating a directories, viewing the file content, and updating that file content with echo command with redirection option, or deleting a directories or viewing the directories with the tree command. Now, do we have any directories and files in this current user home directory? What is the tiled representation is? That is about user home directory. So if you see the tile, or you can use it whenever you are running the CD, and if you would like to go to the user home directory, you can use it tile notation. So that is redirecting to that current user home directory. User home directory. Shortcut, what is the notation? Tile notation. Yeah, are you clear about these commands? Files and directory related commands. rm directory you can use it. rm-rf we can use it. What is the R in the rm command? Anyone?
Recursive.
Yeah, what is the R in rm command? R option. That is recursive. Yes. Yeah, correct. And what is the F option?
Forcefully.
Yes, that is forcefully. So if you don't give that F, then it is going to prompting that confirmation, yes or no. If you say yes, that will be deleted. Otherwise, it won't be deleted. But I'm good with that to delete that file and folders and everything. Then I can give that forcefully deleting. That is rm-rf. Rf is all the subdirectories, and in the subdirectories, all the files also it is going to deleting that one by one. Yeah, so that's about some files and folders related commands which we should know.